Everybody, my name is Vicky Handley and I am Head of Client Success inside of C2C or Content to Clients. Today I'm joined by one of our wonderful clients, Rachel, who's going to introduce herself now and tell us a little bit about her business. So over to you, Rachel. Tell us a bit about you and your business.
Great, thank you for having me. My name is Rachael Warner and I am a consultant who helps organisations with their communications and their writing skills. I especially focus on people that might be outside of comms teams who need to be able to communicate, because we all do need to be able to.
Amazing. No, that's great. And I was just looking at your record before we started, and we've been working together for a few months now. I think you're coming up to renewal period, so I'll be in touch with you shortly about that. But one of the things that I've been really impressed with you, and since you came in, is you've just come in, got on with it, and just absolutely smashed it in terms of the application, the speed, the way that you've held yourself and gone about things. And yeah, it's always amazing to see when someone comes in and they just do everything and they just don't question, they just go ahead and just implement, which is really, really cool. So talk to me a little bit about what life and business was like before you joined Content to Clients, and what your business looked like and what kind of state of mind you were in, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I've been working for myself for a few years now, and I was moving around in terms of what my offer was. I've had quite a eclectic career so far, and I couldn't decide how to bring that all together. So I was trying lots of different things, and it was only last year where I was like, I need to go back to my bread and butter, which is writing training and communications and storytelling and all that sort of thing. So that felt better, but I think I dug myself in such a hole in terms of my mindset, and this is really hard. I'd had success in my career, but I'd struggled to kind of translate that success into working for myself. Right. So I was like, maybe I'm only going to be successful if I'm working at an organisation, and I've got somebody telling me what to do, and all those little kind of mindset demons were creeping in. And it got to the point where I was thinking, is this ever going to work? And I think the end of last year, I did start looking at not necessarily permanent jobs, but I was looking at contracts, which felt like obviously great for some people. It felt like I was giving up a bit, because that wasn't part of my plan, but it was just like, I just need to get some money in. And that was worrisome.
Sorry to interrupt you then. It's a little bit of a lag. Those mindset gremlins, we've all had them. I know I still have them sometimes. How were they showing up in real life? What kinds of things were happening in the day-to-day?
I think it felt like sales and marketing was something that I just had to do. And I always talked about how I didn't enjoy it, how I wasn't any good at it. And I kind of have a very different perspective about that, which we can talk about. So it was definitely showing up as like, I've got to post on LinkedIn. I've got to do 3 comments before I post. I've got to make sure I'm interacting with other people's posts. I've got to, it was all I've got to do this. And I wasn't enjoying it. It was like, I don't have a choice. This is, and I felt like I wasn't getting the opportunity to actually do the work I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Which was really, really bumming me out.
Yeah, it's hard work when it's like that, though, isn't it? And I think it is a rite of passage for all of us when just before we accept help or we ask for help. It is, everything is like an uphill struggle. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think for a lot of the stuff that I've covered in the course and on the calls within C2C, it's made me kind of open my eyes up. Like, one of the things that was a kind of dart between the eyes was like, you can't expect inbound leads, like you haven't earned them.
Yeah.
And I think I that's what I was waiting for. I hated the idea about going out and trying to speak to people. So I was like, well, if I just post loads, then they'll come. And they weren't coming. Yeah.
We've all been there, myself included. What made you take the leap and join? Can you remember if there was a specific event, or was it something that was coming up for a while, or what was the catalyst?
I think there was a few different things. I'd seen Chris's masterclass in Lee Turner's Halt probably like 18 months ago. And I was like, when I've got the money, the irony, when I've got the money, I'm going to invest in that. I knew straight away. It was like, I liked his no nonsense. I liked the swearing. I was like, I need that. Are we allowed to swear on this?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
I encourage it.
I need that bollocking. Like, I needed someone to kind of tell me I was talking shit. And so, but it was always like, when I'm earning a certain amount. And then it came up again. I think he did a free masterclass, like an hour one.
Right.
And then I was like, oh God, I know I need this. And then obviously Chris got in touch afterwards, like, how's it all going? Blah, blah, blah. And he was like, just get on a call. And I knew I think my main thing I was most nervous about is that I've paid for expensive, I've invested before and I haven't got where I'd wanted to get with it. And I'm not saying that was the program that I'd followed. It was just, I don't know if I made the most of it or what, but I was worried about kind of getting stung again in terms of not making the most of the program. But as soon as I knew before I got on the sales call that I was going to do it, because it was just a case of like, not now or never, but when am I going to do it if I don't do it now?
Yeah, he's very good at kind of calling you out, and Katie as well in the sales calls. They're very good at calling you out there and then. Because we all have the words, don't we? Oh, I will, but I need to do X. And actually, they're both really, really good at calling you out.
Yeah, and I've done some work with Katie, so I knew her really well. I knew her, like, obviously she's involved with it all. And as soon as I realised the sales call was her, I was like, well, that's it.
Oh, amazing. Yeah, she's awesome. She's great.
Yeah.
So you mentioned that you've done programs before, it's not got the most from them. So that must have raised some concerns for you and like just thoughts and kind of beliefs from the last time round. What were you most concerned about making the investment? Because I know it's a big investment for a lot of people in their businesses.
I think it was putting that investment in and not getting the return on it. But I'd seen and had spoken to a few people that were already in C2C, and the claims were real in terms of being able to generate the leads and generate the income off the back of following the process. And I think I got to the point where I just needed somebody to tell me what to do, because it's very easy working for yourself to be like, I'll try that. Like, especially me, I'm always like bright, shiny new thing. And as soon as something feels like it's not working, which is pretty quickly, okay, I'm going to try something different.
Yeah.
And that kind of like just sticking to something for like 90 days. And I forgot what the question was.
It's all good. It's all good. It was what you're concerned about. But yeah, that 90-day decision making is a game changer for a lot of people. Because as you say, when it's just you and you're doing all the things, all the hats, all the balls, juggling them all, whatever the analogy you choose, it can, you will be putting work in before you see the results for quite some significant amount of time. So it's totally normal, especially when you've got no one to kind of bounce ideas around with, that you do just flip flop to the next thing and then the next thing and then the next thing, and then you just get really frustrated. So I'm really glad that you felt that fear and joined anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I guess like a couple of other things, not fear, but kind of apprehensions I had were that because I'm selling to corporates, like, is it going to work with that? But I had really good conversations with Katie and I think Chris around that. And I think there's always that case of you see these great case studies and you see these clients that are, doing really well off the back of being in C2C. And I'm like, but what if I'm the one that it doesn't work for? What if I'm the one that actually my offer is so bad that it's never going to work? But again, the process that you go through with C2C, that's all ironed out. You can't have a crap offer because you're going to get pulled up on it anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. It's something that we pride ourselves on as well, like that process of creating and refining that offer before you go out into the market. I can honestly say there's never been an offer that someone has done where I was like, oh my God, like, what are we going to do with this? That's never happened. So
yeah, always ways.
Yeah, I get that feeling. Especially given you're selling to corporates and doing really well, which is awesome. But yeah, totally get that hesitation. So where should we go next? What's been the biggest mindset shift, do you reckon, over the course of the almost 6 months that you've been with us? What's impacted you most deeply?
I think the biggest mindset shift, I think taking the pressure off myself. I think I started C2C and I thought, well, I'm just going to follow the course like to the letter. And then I realized that actually part of the course is actually doing the stuff that it's telling you to do. Yeah. Which is, I think I also expected it to be the course that gave me the most value, but actually the conversations and the calls have been unreal. And I never expected that. But the biggest mindset shift for me is around actually giving myself a few months, like especially with corporates, it's like it's a long game. And I think I joined C2C and I've been in panic mode for like 2 years at least. And so I know that's reflected on how I do my marketing and sales and my lead gen and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And so I set like, and Chris talks a lot, we all do, about like 60 to 90 days of consistent effort. And that's when you'll start seeing. And so I kind of said to myself, I've got to kind of stop panicking. Like I've been in panic mode for like 2 years and it's not helped. I can do 2 more months of earning earning crap income, a few more months, because I'm used to this now.
Yeah.
And so I just let myself get stuck in and not worry about the paycheck this month. And that actually gave me kind of some freedom to go for it. To trust the process, which is such a cliche, but it's true. And yeah, that made a big difference for me.
Yeah, that's I love that. Like, hearing it is, I hear it a lot, but hearing it always gives me chills, because I'm like, yeah, I remember it when I was a client as well. And it's that ability to zoom out from the immediate, isn't it? Like whether it's, why is this particular post flopped? Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Why am I not seeing results right now? Doesn't matter. Move on. We're playing longer game rather than immediate. So yeah, that's a flex, and that's definitely a skill that we all learn over the course of the 6-month period. So yeah, amazing stuff.
I think the other thing, if I'm allowed to, was that like you have to be doing sales and marketing to be able to do the work that you want to do.
Yeah.
And so again, like talking earlier about how I'm no good at sales and marketing. I'm no good at, I don't enjoy it, blah, blah, blah. I've got to do it. It's actually like, just got to crack on with it. Like, this is my job for now. And so then it was like, prioritized it rather than, at the end of the night, oh God, I haven't written a LinkedIn post. It's actually like, this is part of my job. And now I've got a really nice balance because I'm doing the client delivery stuff, which is what I love doing. And I can't believe I'm enjoying the sales and marketing stuff, which I never thought I'd say.
Oh my God.
Because that was always the thing about working myself. The only crap bit is the sales and marketing. And now I'm actually enjoying it because it's part of, my personal brand is a massive part of what I offer and what I bring to the table.
Oh, I'm so happy, because so many people come in exactly the same, like, I hate it, I don't want to do sales and marketing. And you said it there, like, it is your job. Until you have clients to deliver to, or more clients to deliver to, the gap is filled with that sales and marketing. And even when you do have more clients, it's a consistent effort. You can't just stop and start, otherwise you'll get those feast and famine cycles that we all want to avoid. Yeah, amazing. Okay, so talk to me about, well, how has business changed? Obviously, your mindset's changed. How has business changed as a result?
I mean, it's unrecognizable. I'd say that. I don't even know whether it's a bit of a chicken and egg thing. I'm not really sure. Like, in terms of my marketing, like LinkedIn has taken off. Like, I don't even know what's happened in a really great way. So my posts, not this week, but that's LinkedIn for you. My content is doing loads better. I've had a few viral posts, which I didn't even do much work for at all. Like, I nicked something from Instagram and that went wild. But I'm getting inbound leads from LinkedIn. I'm getting inbound email leads. My subscriber list, and I blame Katie Skelton for this, is like 1,600 now, and I started it in November. So kind of what's that, like 8 months or something.
Yeah.
And I'm really enjoying it. And so, and then as I say, I'm getting inbound leads and I'm converting them because of what I'm learning in C2C. So it's really different. It couldn't be more different. And I'm enjoying it and I'm more focused because I feel like I've got a way forward rather than jumping around from one thing to another. I'm not going to say I'm perfect at it, but I love work. And I always did, but I was starting to hate it a bit.
Yeah, and now this bit is part of the work, whereas before it was something that you hated and you had to do, and it was very different energy, I imagine. And actually, from just seeing your content in my feed and everything else, you can tell that you're enjoying it now. Like, there's a shift, isn't there? You can see that somebody's enjoying it, and it's lovely to see. So, how has this impacted your life outside of business? Has much changed beyond work?
Yes. I think like my husband has been great and just kind of like has kept the fires burning while I've been in, oh my God, is this ever going to work? But I think I feel like I've got more kind of confidence outside of work as well. And
Good.
not to go, I don't even know if we've, I'll talk about it and then you can decide whether to keep it in or not, because you can edit things out. But I was doing IVF for like 9 months and it ended pretty much, well, a couple of months ago without the outcome we'd hoped.
Right.
And I don't know if that was pretty full on. Obviously it's brutal. Physically, emotionally, financially. But it feels like C2C played a massive part in helping me with that, because I came out of that, like, rather than feeling, oh, victim, all this, I was in a good headspace with work. I was like, right, I'm going for it, because I don't need to worry about what I'm going to do in 9 months' time or whatever. So I kind of turned it on its head a bit.
Right.
And just, I've got that kind of cheerleading group, on Slack.
Yeah.
Got the calls twice a week with everybody. And it's just such an amazing energy. I don't know if I would have come out of that kind of really dark place with the same positive mindset. Like, I was dreading it not working.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's crap, but I'm like, I'm up for work. I'm getting stuck in and I'm loving it. And it's kind of like, it's really helped me come out of all of that crap as well, which is weird. Never thought that would be the case.
Yeah, that's really powerful, and I'm really sorry it didn't go the way that you
Thank you.
wanted it to.
Things
But
always turn out how they're meant to do.
I'm really glad that we were able to support, like, just by being there in that weird little way.
It was like, thank God I had work. And we're very lucky we've got a little boy already, and it was like, right, this is it now, let's go for it. And I think if I wasn't in C2T, I'd been like, what do I do next? Like, I've got to go for it, but I don't know how. Whereas, like, I know exactly what I need to do. And I think that kind of giving myself a bit of a kind of a kick after all that, it was like the last injection. Oh gosh, sorry, I didn't mean to use that word. But like the injection I needed in terms of going out to get clients and all that.
Oh, amazing. I'm really pleased that we were able to help in our own special way. Yeah. So, is there one part of C2C that you think is most powerful, or is it a combination of all the elements? What's been your experience?
I think it depends on where, like, different stages. So when I first started, the course was perfect for me because I love learning, and because it feels like I'm being productive. And so just getting my teeth into that was exactly what I needed. And I wanted to do it like all day, every day. I wanted to go and hire a hotel room for like a weekend and just do C2C learning, which I didn't do because I've got life. But that was great at the start. And I when I joined, I was thinking that the course is going to be great. The calls will be like an added bonus. And I was like, why would I join a call if I haven't got a question? And the calls, I get why people say it's the calls, it's the community, that they are like, I come away every time like with a new idea that I hadn't even thought about before, but not one that's kind of sending me down, a random rabbit hole, just reinforcing stuff and giving me an extra idea that I might not have thought of for a post or something. I don't know. But weirdly hearing other people's questions has been ridiculously helpful. And also just the knowledge you guys have got between you as a team is terrifying. So whoever's doing the call, I'm just like, how are they so good? Like, how?
Oh, I love that. I'm going to write that down. I'm writing that down for Chris.
It just blows my mind, though. I'm like, has he got like what? Like, what is that? How is that brain? I don't get it. Like, how does he come up with it all? But then I thought it was just him, and then you did a call. I was like, oh God, they're all the same.
Yeah. Our little pockets of genius, I guess. So I'm not calling myself a genius, and that's not what I meant at all.
No, but it's amazing though, because it is like incredible to know that whatever question I've got, I'm going to get some help with.
Yeah,
which
I love it.
is not, like immediate help, which is nuts. But I also like the Slack community. Again, I was kind of thinking, oh yeah, I'm not paying for it. It's an added extra that I'm paying for the course. And just a great group of people.
Yeah, it's
which
awesome.
Is amazing.
I love it. That's why I've never left.
Yeah, I
Because I
don't
was
blame
like,
you.
I don't work out how long ago it was since I did it. Probably about 4 or 5 years. No, can't be that long. No, it must be,
God,
because Rex was 1. But yeah, it's about 5 years ago. That's crazy. But yeah, when I joined, there were 6 of us. It was very small. But I didn't know I needed the calls or community either. I was joining the calls, and then the calls blow your mind. Even now, I still learn stuff. I still get stuff from them, even in that slightly changed view of how I attend as a team member. So yeah, totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah,
Amazing.
and it's so much now that I was saying to another C2C'er today, I was like, I need to get back on the course. I've been so busy, which is great, with lead gen and following up inbound leads and client delivery and proposals and all that. I haven't done the course for ages, so I need to get back to that.
Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Because a lot of us, I mean, myself and Katie were talking about this the other day, we've never completed it. There's too much.
Really?
There's too much for what one person will need. Like, I know what's in there, and I know I can't support people if I don't know what's in it. But I know what's in there. But yeah, neither of us have got to tick off 100% because, like you said, part of it is doing the work. Like, much more of it is doing the work than completing that course. But yeah, it's a fantastic resource with more than any one person would ever need.
Oh God, yeah, and he keeps updating it all the time anyway.
Oh, I know. It's like it's a disease. It's a disease. I mean that with love, Chris. Anyway, moving swiftly on. I know that you've hit some significant financial milestones recently. Tell me what you can about them.
Yeah, so I have kind of pivoted in terms of who I'm targeting. I was targeting SMEs before, but I've had a retainer client and have had like pockets of small projects over the past year or so, maybe a bit longer. In June last month, including a week's holiday, I 10 times that average salary I was having, which still I can't get my head around, like 10 times. It wasn't much before, but it's still pretty good.
10 times anything is great.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Yeah, because I have a better, clearer idea of the numbers than probably the people watching, but you've worked so hard and it's so good to see it paying off. And this is just the start as well. Like, you've got so many proposals out in the world and you've got so many conversations and they're coming into you organically or inbound. So yeah, this is the start, not the finish for you.
Yeah, and that's the thing for me now. I'm like, well, what happens if that was a fluke? So obviously it's kind of like keeping my foot on the gas with all that.
Yeah.
But something you just said about kind of working hard, I think it's a really good point because I've been working hard for years, but I've been working hard at the wrong things. And I think if there was a kind of way to sum up C2C and make sure that you're working hard on the right things and the things that are actually going to bring you the clients rather than kind of jumping from thing to thing and trying to find 100%. What works. Like Chris and the team will tell you what works. So you can just crack on with it.
Yeah. Oh, thank you for that. That's an awesome observation as well, because yeah, you're right. Some of us, I mean, I still do it occasionally where I'm working on the wrong thing. I'm working on the thing I'd rather be working on than the difficult thing that I'm putting off or avoiding.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a work in progress for all of us. But yeah, you definitely get called out if you're consistently doing the wrong things, for sure. Sometimes by me, sometimes by others. But yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got 2 more questions for you. That's okay. You all right for time? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is a Chris question. So you know.
Well, strap in.
One of your friends, one of your friends or colleagues is considering joining. If you had to persuade them, and had is capitalised with an underline as well, just for emphasis, what would you say to persuade them that this is the right course of action?
I'd assume the reason they haven't joined is the investment, and I'd say don't wait until you feel like you're bringing in enough money, because it doesn't work that way. Basically, I wanted to do a really good soundbite then, it didn't work. I'm going to do it again. If they're delaying because if they're putting off joining because of the investment, and they're doing what I did, which was, I'm going to join when I'm bringing in this amount a month, I would say do what I did eventually. And I just wish I'd done it the year earlier and just got on with it and joined, because the return on investment within a few months is like tenfold. So like the waiting isn't helping. Nothing's going to change, I'd say. which is a bit ballsy, but it didn't change for me. And so if I'd have just kind of cracked on when I first thought about it, I'd be in this position like a year and a half ago. Oh God, that's a bit depressing.
It's not depressing, because the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. Second best time
Indeed.
is now, right? That's a
Yeah.
cliche, but yeah. And you're a little tiny sapling now.
Yeah.
Getting stronger every day, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for your time. Final question. Really appreciate the sound bites that you left today. What does the future hold for you in the next 6 to 12 months?
I am getting to the point, which I never thought I'd say, especially when did I February, March, April, May, like 4 months in, I'm getting to the stage now where I'm speaking to Vicky about getting systems in place.
Yeah.
I'm not up for like growing an agency. I don't want to scale. I don't want to hire loads of people, but it's actually now it's about consistency and just building on that and kind of getting a nice steady flow of inbound leads, rather than any, as I say, hiring a team of 10 or anything like that. I want to do work that I love. I want to carry on enjoy. I want to carry on building my personal brand. I want to carry on doing stuff on LinkedIn that I enjoy, and putting my prices up because I've been told I need to by a client. So that's quite nice.
Wait, a client? Oh my goodness. That's
On
next level.
On the sales call, I gave the price and she was like, "Oh, I thought it'd be this amount." And it was like nearly 3 times as much. I was like, "Damn it." So yeah.
Next call.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
And so for me it's more about kind of building those systems, kind of automating stuff, and also like rediscovering my life out of work in terms of actually finding time to exercise and all that sort of stuff, because everything like that has been on hold because I felt like I hadn't deserved it because I wasn't earning money. Now I'm earning money. I can actually, maybe take an hour off every so often. Can you imagine?
Amazing. Thank you. Yes, definitely do that. Definitely take an hour off here and there. You've earned it. But thank you again for your time. That's all we've got time for today. And thank you for anyone watching. If you have any questions about C2C or how to take things forward, if you're ready to make an investment, then please do reach out and we will be in touch. Let me hit start.